Hey, May, welcome back to the show. Glad to have you here.
Hi, Hui. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Yeah,
Pretty excited. My
I'm not
first
sure what I'm not sure what show I'm gonna call it yet, so I'm gonna figure it out later.
cash
Okay.
flow agent.
Okay, the cash flow agent show. There you go. That's it. Well,
Everyone
yeah,
knowing you as a cash flow agent, so why not use it as a brand?
perfect. But yeah, I actually I don't know if you remember, but the past couple, like I did an interview with you, like before you started. That
Mm-hmm.
one, it just inspires so many people. A lot of people actually reach out to me. So I just want to do another one to follow up with you to see, people's interested to see where May is. Is she still surviving in real estate? Does she
Is she
quit?
still there? I'm still here.
So what is she up to now? So if you don't mind, just take me back to the beginning. What is your professional life before real estate?
Yeah. First of all, thank you so much for anyone who recognized me after 3 years in the business. I'm still here, loving it and loving it even more in real estate. So, where was I before real estate? My background is in accounting and finance. So, I was a full time accountant and also a full time kind of on the finance side. And then I gave real estate a try about 3.5 years ago. And, all the magic happens. I got my first baby and I got my second
Oh
baby.
wow.
So it's been quite a journey. So now I am a mom of two. So shouting out to all the moms out there, if you are hustling and still trying to be a best mom to your kid, then I'm here to support you. You can do it. And yeah, so that was me before then. And a fun fact about me was I used to be a TV host, a TV anchor back at the time that I worked at the Vietnamese media. So yeah, I always love to keep my life busy. So that was my professional back then.
Wow, you sure keep your life busy. Most people they kind of put everything on the side, and when they jump into real estate, you jump into real estate, and then you have a kid, and then you have another kid, and your business is still booming. Not to mention that you recently moved to a really nice house. Congratulations.
Oh,
You know,
thank
seem
you.
seem like real estate is treating you well, and but yeah, so you mentioned that you were doing accounting and the host before real estate, right? And I
Correct.
remember when you started, you actually still do real estate, part time.
Yes.
So could you tell me a reason why you are transitioning your business into real estate full time? Right? Is it risky with the two kids and the new house you just bought? That is really
I
scary for me.
Yeah, it's such a blessing of how my life turned out after 3.5 years in real estate. So everything in life, when you do something different, it's gonna be somewhat a scary step. But if there's no change, that means that you are too comfortable with where you are, and that may tell you that you may not be growing as you wanted. So definitely this year I took my step away from my corporate job and want to focusing more on real estate. And of course, because my kiddos, my boys are pretty small, so I do want to prioritize my time with my family and kind of want to spend much time as much as possible with my two boys, because for me, and then maybe other moms can relate it, but once your kid grow out to, let's say, to 8 9, then maybe they don't need you that much anymore. And the first few years in their life is just so important that I want to spend much time as possible to create memories growing up with them, making sure that they have a good foundation growing up. So definitely after having my second baby, that was kind of a moment that I know I just cannot do everything that I used to do before. I want to kind of prioritize my time with family.
Mhm.
And that's when I took off my journey from my corporate job. Do I miss it? I do, because it's a good cushion of income that, as a employee, you always have it. But once you step into the entrepreneurship world, you know that you are on your own. There's nobody that gonna, get
Mhm.
you going. You gotta be your own boss. So it's quite scary still, but I'm blessed to have my spouse support with, a lot of going on, and real estate been really good. I start out investing more into real estate, create more, income, and building my group with EXP here is definitely a great basket of income that I was able to grow in the last 3 years. So, I prepare before the move. Uh, so, but thanks God for everything that I have right now. Definitely will not be here without all of the blessing that I have.
Wow, you mentioned so many good things, mate, and I'm gonna try to dive in all of it if we have time today. Number one, you mentioned time. I really want to point it out. Most people they get into real estate, for the money, but really, I would say, if you just focus on the time, if you treat your business correctly, you make real estate work for you instead of you working for real estate. You're gonna get so much of your time back, and that time will allow you, mate, to spend time more with your husband, with your father, with your mother, with your two boys. That is really the point that I want to mention, right? You have to make real estate work for you. So you put your schedule first and then real estate happening around your schedule. Most people, I see it over and over, they kind of do that the opposite. They put real estate first and then every, like all the important stuff around their life, it go after real estate, and all of a sudden, their life kind of turn upside down after they turn into real estate full time, and they wonder why it's miserable.
I
So
think it's a very common issues.
yeah.
And me, when I first started out real estate, I struggle with that as well, because
Mhm.
when you get started something, and for me, when I get started something, I want to go big or go home.
Yeah,
So with my
exactly.
full-time job, with my newborn, with everything that I have in my life, but I do want to treat real estate seriously, even though I just did it for part-time. But it was a lot of time consuming. I took calls at 11 p.m. I work on deals at 1 a.m. Things that I did kind of go sit the borders at first. But when you're new and you're starting out building your new brand, then you gotta hustle harder. And then
Exactly.
later on, I kind of realized that, hey, it's not like money should work for you, not you will keep working for money. And I kind of look back and review it again, and kind of talking to my husband, and kind of see what I can do to make my personal life better. And in general, if you want to keep something sustainable and going for a long term, it has to be reasonable when it comes to timing. So yeah,
Yes.
I kind of adjusted along the way.
Yeah, so timing is also come with leverage, right? One thing that I noticed that you do really well is that you start to leverage out, the daily activity. We call that the low leverage activity, the one that doesn't really actually create any income.
Yeah.
I see so many agents, especially new one, they struggle with that, right? They struggle with like, hey, let me fill out a piece of paper, let me upload it, let me get my broker approved. These are non-income producing activity, but then they spend 80% of their time on it. But I see, for especially for you, the way you grow, you start to leverage out all those, low leverage income activity. You leverage them out right away. And I know it sounds easy, but it's actually hard because it's cost you money when you leverage out. So
Yeah.
if you can touch about that a little bit, let's say for this agent, that is closing, 3 deals, 4 deals a month, but they still do everything by themselves and they really want to leverage out, what would be the first step to kind of let go of, let's say, the paperwork, the marketing, how do you let go of that stuff?
Yeah. So just me, once you let go of the paperwork, like the micro task,
Hmm.
your business will grow substantially. So what I suggest you to do at first is you have a TC, the transaction coordinator. The transaction coordinator is actually very common nowadays, that you don't have to be top producer in order to have your transaction coordinator. A lot of online services start offering transaction coordinator with very low fee, low expense, and all they do is that they gather signatures, upload all the documents. So having a transaction coordinator can help you a lot when it comes to saving time, doing all the
Yeah.
paperwork. So you can focusing on talking to your client, assisting your client, looking for more clients. So just imagine, yeah, once you say, oh, that's an easy task, I'm just gonna upload this and that and that. But when you look back, it's
Exactly.
gonna be half an hour of
Yeah.
your time doing like those tiny stuff. And that could be half an hour that you can focus on lead generation. So transaction coordinator, definitely a go for me. If you speak another language and you need to have somewhat an assistant that can help you talking to your clients, then an admin is also very helpful. So this person can help you schedule showings, talking to your client, and say your buyer question something really quick, and then you cannot answer the phone. They know that they can talk to somebody else, or when you're driving and you need to submit an offer really quick, and this and in order to have the offer, then the admin gotta talk to the buyer and kind of ask about the terms and things like that. So that person can do it for you. And then the third person that I think really helpful in growing your business is a marketing specialist. It doesn't have
Mm,
to be expensive, y'all. And a marketing person can kind of help you to create different posters, stuff that you can promote online, and that kind of help you stand out when you look professionally on social media. And that would be the three power power
that's
people that I think any agents, even though I started out new back then, right? I kind of hire my TC really quickly. Not when producing as much, but I
right.
can see that they can save me so much time taking care of the back office paperwork.
Yeah, I see that. I see the speed, the speed that you generate an offer and send it out. I see you everywhere on the internet. People think that, like, hey, how come I do all of this stuff? But in reality, you have a really good team and you have a really good support. And, congratulations, you take like the first step that, like most of the agents, they could never, let go of it. They let go of a lot of low leverage activity. So
Yeah.
that is a really good point. If you are driving, remember that, or if you are listening from a station, do take note just from that point that May share that would exponentially get your business up to, I would say, a minimum of 4 or 5 a month already, right?
Mhm.
Just you and those 3 assistants.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Wow. So go back a little bit, before we moving on to, like, the current May right now, like your first year, if you can just go back on your first year and you describe, like just 1 or 2 challenge that you have and
Mm,
how you overcome that. So that way, for those for the agent who just got their
mm.
real estate license, or maybe they at another brokerage right now and they struggling, they don't know when to take the next step, the first year or 2 year in real estate, if they're ready to quit, what would you tell to those people and how would you resolve that issue?
Yeah. So I can say right away that one of the struggle is to how to find the clients, because there's just a lot of realtors out there.
I
Uh,
know.
your the person that you may want to convert to be a client can have like a sister, a brother, a cousin who also be a realtor. So why do they have to work with you instead of working with them? So lead generation is one of the struggles that I'll say, or that's not a struggle, but one of the issues that we would have to look at and find good way to do it, right? So lead generation, I kind of look out to different options, and I always keep at least 4 different methods of how I can generate
Yep.
leads. So 4 of them. So my first one is like I want to make sure that my brand is everywhere on social media. So social media is where I kind of remind everybody, hey, I am a real estate agent and I'm really good at what I'm doing. I winning deal for my clients here and there. My clients is happy. I post a review. So once people look at me on social media, they automatically connect me, May, as a real estate agent. So social media on Instagram, I focus more on Instagram and Facebook. Um, so that's a lot of time and effort that I put in there to generate more lead.
We all
Uh,
see that.
is open house. So a lot of people, they say, oh, I don't like to go to open house because it doesn't work for them. But once you do it right, you will see good results. I did a lot of open house when I first started, and I mean even now, if I have time, I do want to host an open house just to get a chance for you to face talking to a person, get your communication skill up,
Hmm.
and find more of a local track of, what people, when people go into a specific location, what they're looking for. So you know more about the local knowledge. So when next time that you have a buyer looking to, let's say, Katy, Cypress, Bridgeland, then you already know somewhat a foundation that you can share the information right away. So if you don't, because Houston is huge, so if you
Okay.
don't work too much in that a certain area, you're not very familiar, like what is a high school, what is a middle school, is that like a good school zone, is that a flood zone, things like that. So once you attend to the open house, you kind of study about that house, and by studying that house, you kind of know the area as well. So that was my second basket. And then my third basket is referrals, and I'm so grateful for my friends and families, friend of friends who got a chance to work with me. I'm surely take a good care of them and ask them for referrals. So I always kind of joke around and just say, hey, if you know your family is looking, to buy, to move, and I listen to your story, to their story in the daily kind of conversation. So if I go to the baby shower, I talk to a friend, and I know that the cousin is coming into town. So I kind of want to direct the conversation to the way that I can, kind of jump in and say, hey, in case your cousin wanna look for a good place to live, I actually just come by this new construction area, and I think it's a perfect place close to here, and I kind of adding more values and ask for business. So referral is my third way to grow my business. And the fourth,
Perfect.
so and then I do keep the fourth way is just to run ads. So I do run ads here and there on social media, on Facebook, promote a certain listing that I have, and from the listing I can find buyers. And running ad will also kind of remind other people about just the brand itself. So that's how
Wow.
my
That.
very first, it's over 1 or 2 years, but the struggle is real. And then of course, time is always an issue, especially when you have so much going on. And it's kind of stressful to say like, oh, I have so many things. So I kind of looking for more like different tools, how I can save my time doing a certain thing. So nowadays I love ChatGPT of how you can come up with how description that can save you so much time just to come up with like a little essay for your house. So take advantage of that. And then Canvas, I take advantage of that too, to kind of like level up your image, level up your template, and save so much time. So anything that I can do to save time, then I'll do it, because that's what most important to me.
Yeah, I love that because I think you mentioned that in the beginning, and now you mentioned it now. Most people, they just focus on the money, but if you just kind of take a step back and just get the money out of your mind, you focus on saving time.
I love it. Yeah.
The more you can get your time back, the more money you're gonna back, and the more
Money is just somehow, it's just like everyone need money, but usually when I look at the issues, money is the least part that I kind of look at. If there's an issue and money can help me to resolve that issues, then I gotta use money to resolve that issue. And once you do it right, when you have a good system, when you have things going, money will come eventually. So I kind of believe in that way. So I'm gonna kind of work on system first before thinking of what, calculating the money, the expenses, things like that. I do see some of the agents when even though they're producing very well, but when they talk about a certain thing, they're gonna bring, oh, but that's so expensive. That would be, additional expenses. But if you think of that expense can help you grow and get more new closings, then why not?
Amazing. So just to sum it up, because I talk with a lot of top producing agent, and I noticed, there's the top producer, everybody success in their different way, but when it comes to lead generation, they always have at least 4 source of lead. Nobody rely on just one source. So for those that are listening, make sure you have at least 3 or 4 sort of business. Otherwise, is don't put all your egg in one basket, right? If one doesn't generate any lead, at least you have the other 3. So that's how you're gonna have a super stable business. So that way your income doesn't go up and down and up and down and up and down. Like most of the other agents. Awesome. So moving on to the next kind of chapter for you, May. I see that you are a really successful solo agent already. 2 times, if not 3 times, 2 times or 3 times ICON.
2000.
Three?
Yeah.
No way. Okay.
I know.
3-time icon agent, which is a top 5% at EXP Realty. And you didn't stop there. Most people, they kind of stop there because it's kind of like the highest level as far as you can get when it comes to like, production at EXP. But you actually took it a step further. You actually forming a team, right? Which is going to be like, let's say, even more work for you, right? So can you walk me through that process of like, hey, can I just keep going solo agent and generate more money, creating my image? Why kind of take a step back and actually forming a team? Is it going to be more work? Help me, educate me. Maybe it's going to be the question that a lot of producing agent, they stuck on this question right now. Should I go solo, or should I go keep going solos, or should I go creating a team?
Yeah. So that's another scary step that I make this year, because not even like just a couple months ago, but I've been thinking about it, and the beauty of being in our group at EXP is that you always inspired to be better and keep on leveling up, because sometimes when you say, oh, you're good at that and you're okay with that, but then you go to a networking event and you see people are like kicking your ass, like doing it with their productions, and you got inspired, and then people get into commercials, and then commercial, they can know so much, and I kind of hungry for knowledge always. So when I see people do certain things and learning more about like commercial, I also got into commercial with 2 deals already for this year, and then I kind of like, oh, that's so interesting. But if I just be my own, it's hard for me to grow to a next level. So that's why, in order for me to grow on my production side, then forming a team would be a good solution for me. And I'm slowing getting there. I'm not like boom 10 members. It's gonna take some time for me to grow, but I think setting up a team will help me to, number one, grow better when it comes to production. Number two, give me more time that I can focusing more maybe different tasks of activities while still able to grow my production, my closings. And number three, I can help more new agents, or even experienced agents who wanna step up their game to do better in their life. So what I was able to do to my life, I want to kind of share it and then help maybe other agents to be better at where they and go to where they want, and together we can do big thing, right? If I keep going alone, I can just stop at another this level, but if I have another person, I can go to a next level, and if I have 5 more people, then I can get to the next level, and I can help more people, help more agents, help more clients. And it's kind of like a motivation behind it, because it just amazed me of how people like other top producers, other team leaders are killing it in this market. So that's kind of keep me motivated and inspired and make
Man, amazing, amazing. I think two quote. I'm gonna quote you on this. You look for time and you hungry for knowledge, right?
yeah
That is just goal right there, right? Your focus is just like on the stuff that really matter. Again, back to the mindset. I know it sounds woo woo to a lot of Asian, but if you don't have your mindset straight, if you focus on the wrong thing, and money is not a wrong thing, but if you keep focusing on it, it's gonna be very difficult to get to the
yeah
next level. But if you look for time, if you really hungry for knowledge, you know the wealth, the income is gonna come back later, right?
yeah
And then speaking on a topic, I do want to come back to what you mentioned earlier. You mentioned the cushion of income is so important to you. So, I know that on top of growing your production team, on top of growing yourself, hey, this is me, May only. You also spend so much time, helping other agents in your group, right? And now, not only that, you are a successful agent on the field, you actually, a leader of a revenue share group, of a group of EXP agent, and your group is, it's like how many members in your group now?
I have over 100.
Wow, that is amazing. Okay, so
Thanks to
just help
you
me.
for your support. I would
Thank
not be
you.
able to be where I'm at without your support and
Yeah.
your mentorship. So Good example, leading by example right there.
Yeah. So could you help me take a step back, for don't assume that I know anything. So, if I don't know anything about EXP Realty, could you explain the cushion of income that we have, and especially how it helped you, especially when you are having your baby, how is that kind of help you carry to that period, and then when you get back on your feet on the production, you kind of go, like instead of like start everything over.
Yeah. So I think when we are in the real estate industry, we can be like a little rat going around the
Yeah.
wheel, right? When you stop, the wheel stop, and there is no money coming in. So I
Yep.
always look out for different ways of how I can build my residual income. So at one day, maybe if something come up, if I need to spend more time with my newborn, then I do have that cushion of income. So in real estate, you can do investing, you can do like stocks, you can do a lot of things, right? But I love the idea of revenue share at EXP, and that kind of give me so much flexibilities and also give me the opportunity to grow my leadership. So
Mm.
last year when I had my second baby, right, I was able to step out from production and focusing on my time with my newborn, just because I do have an income grow coming in from the agents who I bring into EXP. And EXP was so nice when, when you brought in an agent and you help that agent to close the deal, then EXP kind of say, hey, thank you, May. If there's no May, then there's no closing like this for this
Mhm.
agent here. So that's why EXP gonna reward you with somewhat a referral fee, and it can be small at the beginning, but it's ending up. And then once you help one agent, the agent is doing very well, then that agent going back and help other agent, and it's kind of multiplying in that way. So that's definitely one of my most prioritized basket of residual income that I'm growing right now. So by helping other agents, you are rewarding with more money coming in. So that's kind of a win-win at the end of the day, right? So I was able to kind of look back and see what I can do to help more agents, what I can do to help that agents help more agents. So that kind of like how we can continue to grow your business, and it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger if know how to spend time and and
Mm.
and and, and find the next leader. So I'm so grateful for the leader in my group that was able to collaborate with me. And it's not in just locally. I was able to extend it to Dallas, I was able to extend to Austin, I was able to extend to Oklahoma, Seattle, California. The
Wow.
opportunity is unlimited here, right? So when you start helping people following you, and that's it, just multiplying, and that's huge when it comes to the moment that you want to step out from corporate job, to stop your getting your monthly paycheck. Now it's not that scary anymore because you do have that cushion of income, and you just never know. Life sometimes is very unexpected.
Yep.
When something happen, you want to make sure that you're financially independent, and it's strong enough to keep the lifestyle that you are having right now,
Yep.
to give your kids, your fur babies, the best life that they have. That they
Yep.
can.
I do gonna have a question about that for you at the end of the show. But yeah, I just want to touch on your point. Not you know, it's just that the way I see you grow. Like most people, like the traditional model, you don't want to train your competition, right? So it might have something cool. She's not gonna share it because if May was with let's say 30 years ago, right, before this model, right? It's gonna be very difficult for us to kind of share because you're basically training your own competition, right? What happened? This is what I have, and then I give it to you, and then you basically do it better than me, right? So we always have the scarcity mindset. But over here, what I'm trying to do, if you're listening to this, what May trying to do, everything that she know, she's trying her best to show you how to do it even better than her, right? Because if she can just show you how to do that, if we can have another May in California, if we can have another May in Seattle, if we can just find a way to duplicate our knowledge, across the people that we really care and love about, and then the money is gonna come back later. And trust me, when you sell a house, you can chance that that family life. But when you can take an agent, right, and then you can kind of develop him or her into into this, I don't know how to say it, but you can kind of develop her into this period where you all of a sudden, you're not, working become an option for them. They will be forever grateful, and then they will keep duplicating that knowledge throughout to the group. And it's just, for me, it's just a very powerful thing that I think most real estate agent, they're missing. They focus on the commission check, they focus on the next paycheck, but they don't really focus on the long game, right? We have the short game, the commission check, go close that house, go do that final walkthrough. But what about a couple years later? So, my congratulations. I don't know how you can kind of see that vision, like way earlier than before everybody else. Most people, they don't realize that, before it's too late. And when you realize it, you might be on the last lap of your career, and it's going to be difficult. But you
Yeah,
start super
'cause I
early.
think that once you kind of, sometimes when you sit down and look back, you can see that when you start out as a new agent in your very first few deals, your energy is that much,
Yep.
right? But then when you start to have your second, your third, your fourth, your 100, then it's kind of slowing down. So
Yep.
just imagine that, you can be so energetic in your first year, second year, but how do you keep it up? Everybody age, and then you're gonna have more responsibilities. So how do you like gonna keep up that energy? So you gotta look out and find ways how you're gonna create your, like you said, another me, or a system that kind of keep me going.
Yep.
Because sometimes real estate kind of scare you and really want you to like just quit, because there are deals that you was like, why do I even here, and why do I have to struggle this much? But
Exactly.
if you got the goal, it's a long-term game. And that kind of, I think that's why some of the top producers, they keep being beaten better no matter what market that they in. While there are some, they can do really good at these months, but then after that they lose the momentum, and their production goes down.
Yep.
So it's just like the motivation, the momentum is somewhat that I always try to fulfill my everyday, and keep me going. And I kind of want to inspire that to all the agents out there, how to keep your energy, how to be energetic, how to smile when you talk with your clients who want to back out from the deal, or who want to list with another agent. How do you still excited talking to them? That's make the difference. So I definitely think positive energy bring you a lot of good results. Yeah.
Perfect. Wow, May. Yeah, I'm sure this recording is going to help so much, for the audience, the agent who is looking to either get into real estate or, looking to take their business to the next level. So, but yeah, we're getting to the end here. I do have two questions I do want to ask you. One of them is going to be super easy. One of
Mhm.
them is going to be hard. So, maybe take a minute before you answer.
Wow, is it that hard?
Well, the first question, the easy one. What do you do for fun, May? You work so hard. What do you do for fun?
Wow. I
That's an easy question.
Is this an easy question? What I do for fun? I know, like some of my girls has been just trying to say, "Hey, May, you need to go to vacation." Not, but because like I have a small baby, and whenever you go to vacation, it's just a lot of
I know. So it
when
become work.
what do I go for fun? So if I have time, I gonna go to a playground with my son. That's very much each time that I feel like, oh, if I have free time, I gotta go somewhere with him.
Yeah.
Um, I love shopping, so I go
Okay.
shop if I have time. That's one of my hobbies as well. I
Oh, I
gotta
didn't know
go.
that.
Yeah, I like shoppings. And what else that I do for fun? It is a hard question.
It is a
Um,
hard question. Okay. All right. We go to the other hard question then.
I think I used to have more hobbies when I was a younger me than now as I'm an older me. And I love cleaning too. So if I have free time, I love to like organize stuff. And I such an OCD that I gonna keep things in my house. And I love cleaning. So I gonna go back
Yeah,
and
I
see
go to the house.
how I can reposition this room to make it better. So I love decorating and things like that. So I gonna go. That's why I go to shopping. I bring some furniture home, and I kind of like lay down stuff, and that's
Okay.
my hobbies.
And I think that is just related to so much people. You have no idea.
I mean, all the ladies out there, when you stress, what do? You go.
Okay. That was just related to so many people. Oh my god, I cannot wait to hear all the feedback. Okay, so here come the real hard question, right? You have a really successful business, mate. Your production is good. Your rep share is gonna go crazy. The more you work at it, you're gonna have so much money, but you cannot pass any of it to your kid. You cannot pass any of it to your two son. You can pass them only one advice. What is gonna be? Oops. No money, no shopping, no car. All the rep share is gone. You can only pass them one advice.
This is a real hard question. Why
I'm
can't
sorry.
Why can't I talk? I thought it's a fun interview, but this is now going to my zone.
Oops, I'm sorry.
um, what would be my one advice?
Take your time. I can edit all of this out.
I can. So for me, I think that my one of my advice, the
Mhm.
one I can think at this moment would be kind of try to say yes to opportunities as much
Mm,
as you can. There are so many moments in my life that when I look back, I wish that I did say yes back then,
mm,
because once you say yes to the opportunity, that means that you have to face with change, and change is scary. So sometimes by just saying yes to that particular opportunity, it can open up to so many doors. So for example, I got my real estate license, but I just never get it active. But then one day I decided to say yes to the opportunities, and voila, after 3.5 years, this is where I'm at. And my life is it's not like 360-degree different, but definitely it's so much different than the 30-ish year ago before real estate. So by just that opportunity, saying yes to this door, is keep open up to so many doors for me, to meet so many people. I met you. I
mm,
met so many of the agents in the group. I like my network grow
mm,
significantly, and having more new friends, and also learn so much and get into so much investment opportunities. um, so yeah, that would be the strength that you have to say yes.
I love that. I love
And
that. Say yes to opportunity.
opportunities. Yeah, it's a lot of scary things that go along with that.
Yep. Yeah, and that's just you, May. You say yes to opportunity. You're very open minded, and you keep learning and you keep growing. So, yep.
Yay!
So, well, so for those who thought that I gave my other question, no, she didn't get to see any of the questions. So this interview is as live and as authentic as it is, because she didn't get to see any of the question I asked. So May, thank you so much to be on the show, and I cannot wait to get this episode out, so that way people can I can keep sharing your story and inspire other people. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you
Any
so much.
last thing? Any last thing you want to say with the audience? How do we, if they're really interested about you, if they can send you a message to say hi, how can they do that?
Yeah, definitely. I love to connect with everybody who want to connect to me. So thank you so much for again for the opportunities and for your mentorship throughout the years. And the mentorship doesn't stop there, right? There's always investment opportunities, and who you're gonna say, hey, May, do you want to look into this? So it's definitely a kind of lifetime friendship that I'm looking to, and not only with you, but also every other agents in the group. So if you are kind of feel alone in your business, and you're not being what you want to be, and you want to connect with us as a group of fellow agents who love to share and love to grow with you, then don't hesitate to just DM me on social media. If you search around Min May Houston or realtor, then I should come up. But my number is 832-907-7799. And I love to connect with you. That's just so, real estate should be fun at the end of the day. I see so many people stressing out because, they just not where they want to be in real estate. So just make sure that you surround yourself with the right people, with the people who have the right mindset, and the people who always look out for your success. And, at the end of the day, it's going to be much more fun. So thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, May. See you later.
See ya.